Hello, 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 my internet fans. Welcome back to the bar. Welcome back to Stat Boy Sports Bar, week 14 edition. Sorry about all the hiatus and drama from last week. You know how Wi Fi issues are and all that kind of stuff. But hey, stuff happens, but we're back this week, and that's what matters. As you can see over here, good old JM is working away tirely, feverishly, getting some last minute edits in and all that good stuff. So he is here. He'll give us an update on what he's been up to lately, and I'll give an update as to what I've been going on to starting right now. Work-wise, it's been going well at Dollywood, and we are almost done with the Christmas season. We are halfway through December almost. We just got to get through the final 3 weeks, and we get that long winter's nap, as you call it, in the holiday era.
Yeah.
These last 2 days are our last 2 days that we are closed. We've been closed on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, probably ever since November, and then we go through this week. We go through next week. We are closed on Christmas Day and Christmas Eve, and then we come back and we have one final week before we officially shut down on January 2nd, and we get a nice 2-month break. And if you guys have been paying attention to my personal Facebook page, a very nice thing happened to me about a couple days ago, or last Friday, actually. I was told that I was being invited to lunch by my manager, and come to find out, it's something called the Blue Ribbon Award. It's an award given to Dollywood hosts for exceptional service, which I did on December 3rd. A very nice lady came out. Her daughter took a picture with me at my game, said some very nice things. My management team was nice enough to give me an award, which I accepted. And it's been a little bit crazy. A lot of people are coming up to me at work and they're saying, "Hey, this is you," and I'm saying, "Yes, it's me," and they're being polite and they're saying thank you, and I'm loving it. Who knows where it's going to go? I don't want to be the crazy stalker type. I don't want people to, I will accept it, and as long as people are polite to me, I will gladly be polite back. But this is something very big that's happened in my life. You guys know we talked about this, that I worked at Disneyland for almost 10 years. I got put on the cover of the Disneyland line with the Jungle Cruise staff. I did the same thing at Knott's Berry Farm. That got put in their little newsletter about 3 times in about 5 years. And so now at Dollywood, I'm the recipient of a Blue Ribbon Award, which I thank them all greatly. It's just a little accomplishment that I am very proud of, and it's all on my Facebook page. Take a look at that. It's just an amazing thing for the people that I work with and all that. Other than that, like I say, it's been it starts to get cold out here in Tennessee. It's getting down in the 30s at night and the 50s during the day. We've had a couple storms. We've had mostly chill factors, but nothing too serious. A nice storm came through here. Nothing like what's going on back home in California. I'm keeping aware of that, what's going on. And that's basically all I got. I mean, I know you guys are here for the Hello, Josh Mansfield. Never had a chance to watch. Thank you for watching. First time watcher, long time endorser. I don't know. Welcome to the show. And that's a pretty cool picture there too. I like that picture there. Very well done. Jeff, what's new with you? How you been feeling, buddy? You were sick, I believe, a couple weeks ago. And
Yeah, I was okay. So I missed the show 2 weeks ago. JJ very graciously ran the room for me. I had to take Dylan to the dentist, which is always a friggin' adventure for us to have to do that shit. Just honestly, that was really it. Last week, it wasn't that I was sick. It was just I wasn't feeling well at first, and then I couldn't get the freaking Wi-Fi to lock up. We haven't been having like crazy ass tornado storms like y'all have back there, which is effing bananas.
yeah,
But we have had enough wind, and the rain is coming in now, where it's definitely been problematic to try to get stuff to connect and the shows to get done, and it's just been a nightmare. So I do apologize. And I know you guys hear me apologize a lot. I'm trying very hard to not be that person where I'm having to sit there and explain the shortcomings. But it's just one of those things where I felt that I'd rather be off than have the show quality be down. I'd rather just not have the show at all. I know that sounds really silly, but yeah, it's just been a tough couple of weeks. I did the Disney thing, and I always enjoy Disney. Everybody knows how much I love Disneyland, and we got to go on Mickey's birthday, which I'd never done before. But I felt bad the last couple of weeks about not being there for you 2 weeks ago with JJ having to step in, and then of course last week, like I said, just last week between me being sick and having to deal with the Wi-Fi was just so much of a pain in my ass. I felt complete terrible. Josh says, by the way, his profile picture's from his high school. I can't say that word out loud because with his parish priest from his now former church. So that's cool. It's a cool shot. Facebook user, I'll have to go on and see who you actually are, but we appreciate you wishing Mikey well. I'll have to go on there and
find out. That is Matt Moore. Matt Moore is his name.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. For those of you I think it's in the Facebook group is when those pop up. Facebook group, you have to make sure you follow the instructions that StreamYard and Facebook give you to have your name be displayed. It happens every once in a while where people come up, they don't know that. So it's a glitch that I have to deal with because StreamYard takes care of it, not me. So I have to be the one to be like, okay, here's how you do it. So anyway.
All right. So let's.
Yeah, there's really not a lot going on. So, but thank you for asking. I appreciate it. And yes, Big Baller G's in the house in the chat room. He's actually coming in here momentarily as soon as we get the link set.
Excellent, Big Baller G. What's up, Big Baller G? How you doing? All right, let's talk about some hockey. Let's get some hockey news out of the way. And Jeff, also, I'd like to ask you about your recent trips to Staples Center, or
yes.
excuse me, the Crypto.com arena. I know. I think it was last week they took down the sign, the iconic Staples Center sign. I'm sorry. It's always going to be Staples Center for me. Right. It's going to be so hard to say Crypto.com Arena. It just doesn't sound like it. Let's put up the power rankings real quick and get that out of the way, and then we'll go ahead and tell your story there. As you can see, Arizona's at the bottom of the list. They only have 12 points, followed by the Canadiens at 15 points. The Senators at 17 points. The Islanders have 19. The Sabres have 20. The Kraken is at 21. The Blackhawks are at 22. The Flyers are at 24. The Devils have 25. And the Canucks have 26. The Kings, the Stars, and the Kings and the Stars are tied at 28. But the Stars have a slightly better record. That's how I break the ties. The Stars are 13-10-2. The Kings are 12-10-4. The Blue Jackets and the Red Wings are tied at 29. The Blue Jackets have a record of 14-11-1, and the Red Wings are 13-12-3. And now the Red Wings are on the right side of the column. A little bit of a slip in the last 2 weeks. The Bruins have 30 points. The Jets, the Sharks, they are tied with 31, but the Sharks have a record of 15-12-1. And the Jets have a record of 13-9-5. We now move into the pluses. There with the Sharks there, of course. The Golden Knights and the Oilers are tied with 32 points. 16-10 for the Oilers and 16-11 for the Knights. The Penguins are at 33 points. The Avalanche are at 34 points. The Blues and the Predators have 35 points each. The Predators are at 17-10-1. The Blues are at 15-8-5. The Flames are at 36. My Ducks are at 37. The champions, the Lightning, they're at 38. And then we have a three-way tie between the Hurricanes, the Wild, and, oh, wow. I guess Dory's not paying attention today. I guess so. The Wild at 39, and the Rangers are also at 39. The Hurricanes are 19-7-1. The Wild are 19-8-1. And the Rangers are 18-6-3. And then our top three teams, the Maple Leafs, the Panthers, and the Capitals, all have 40 points. The Maple Leafs have their best record of the three, 19-8-2. I believe the Capitals were the number one team the last time we presented the power rankings.
Yep.
But this week, it's the Maple Leafs at number one. So there you go. There are your power rankings for this week. All right, Jeff. What changes are other than the name and taking down the sign? What's going on in downtown LA?
Well, let me just start off with this. First of all, let me Big Baller G, I do see you in the green room, so just give me a few minutes there. We'll go ahead and bring you in there. It was very weird to, and again, JJ, I agree with JJ in the chat room. Just like
Yes.
the Honda Center is still will always be the pond. We jokingly call it the Ponda Center just because it's it rolls well. But yeah, Staples being called the Crypto.com Arena. Carlin had a great idea when it first was announced. Our buddy Carlin, she was on the anniversary show at the top of the year, at the beginning of the year, as was my friend Demi, who we'll get to in just a second here. It's I'm usually not a fan of change. I hate change. Everybody knows that about me. I'm going to call it the crypt because I personally think this whole cryptocurrency thing is just going to be a fad. It's not going to, they signed a 20-year naming rights deal, which I find incredible, just extraordinary that this is supposed to last 20 years. I don't see it being a thing, but I don't. God damn, microphone, stay, you piece of shit. Sorry. Equipment's a bitch. I don't see it being a thing long term, but I don't work in that business, so I don't know. It was very surreal I went to a game. Well, actually, the first game I went to this year was earlier in the season, and Dad and I went to the game.
Hi, Frank.
Yeah, so he and I were in our usual seats or whatever, but I went to a game last Thursday, which is why I missed, that's why Santa missed an ODQ review, because his alter ego was at Staples Center. And the signs were down. It was like no marquee. It was very weird. I didn't get a picture of it. It was too hard for me. That sounds silly. I'm assuming to some people, but my sole purpose for going down there was because my buddy Demi, who you guys also saw on the anniversary show, giving me the well wishes and just making my heart soar and my eyes leak uncontrollably. She actually took a picture outside the Star Plaza side where there's also no Staples Center signage. It was very, very bizarre. See, our family's been Kings fans my entire life, and then some. Even when you figure, when my parents were dating before I became a thing. So we were part of the whole transitioning from one arena, the Forum, to where we are now. So and we did see the signage disappear from the formerly Great Western Forum eventually, but we weren't directly actively going to the games there at that point. We were already over at Staples. It was very, very bizarre. So for us it's going to be interesting to get used to. And it's funny. I wasn't really sure I understood what was happening. And then I remembered something when we went back after COVID was finally allowing of us returning to the arena. We walked in there and the McDonald's were all gone. There were no more McDonald's in Staples Center. And I went, that's interesting, because they had the sponsoring name rights to the team and to the arena. So something was off. And that was, right after things got lifted. So actually, I take that back. That was a year before the pandemic hit. So that was the 2019-2020 season, which the end of that season, of course, was when it really hit. So yeah, something's been off, and now we know Staples was looking to apparently get out, because they had signed a lifetime contract in 2014 when the Kings became two-time Stanley Cup champions. So again, very bizarre situation. And I see Josh says, you feel now how Northeast Ohioans felt when they took the Indians sign. And yeah, I can imagine that was interesting for the Cleveland baseball fans, because and that situation's different, because that's a PC thing that's happening in Cleveland and in high schools and colleges and even professional teams across the country. My dad's high school was the Braves. Now they're the Barons or some other non-offensive wink name. So this is corporate sponsor money bullshit, and I think it's stupid. I will not call it the crypto. I will never say crypto.com arena out loud when I'm talking about the place. It's the crypt, it's Staples, it's the arena. It's, I was there at the draft party when we drafted Jokic in 1997, where it was the LA arena and planning principles only. There was no sponsors, nothing. So I was there when it was the LA arena. So I can deal with it calling it, we're going downtown, like Flair. Why don't you go do the dish with the missus? I'm going downtown. Woo!
Woo!
I'm okay with calling it the arena because, just it won't be the same. And again, this is happening Christmas Day. So the next game I go to, whatever game I go to, it'll be a new thing. They don't have all the signage indoors changed at all. It's going to take, from what the Booster Club told me, like 6 months, 3 to 6 months to get everything completely turned over. So if the Lakers are if the Lakers are in the NBA Finals this year, they may see the new signage when they lift the Larry O'Brien Trophy. Maybe.
So then that might answer the question: does it still say Staples Center on the ice at center ice?
And again, I'm a horrible fan. I'd actually go in the arena Thursday night. I was there to visit with friends. That was the whole reason I went to that game, and I had to leave at the end of the second period to catch my train, which I almost still didn't catch. So I don't know what the
how congested it gets down there, and even with the new buildings around Pico Station, it's still a disaster to get to that train station. And
no, what it was, Mikey, was I left before the buzzer hit to end the second period. Even I literally opened the door to go outside during the McFlurry minute. Okay, I walked over there.
Bad fan.
I had to get home. I'm not going to sleep at Union Station again. So 2 trains going to Long Beach went by. 2 trains going to Santa Monica went by. An out-of-service train went by going south.
Oh,
I was at that station in the nipple-cutting cold wind for 20 minutes. I had to run. Yes, Fat Man had to run from the subway tunnel all the way up to the platform for Metrolink. And I only got to get on because the guy scanning the tickets was nice enough to let me sit down and catch my freaking breath before he scanned my ticket, because I'm a regular customer. They know who I am.
Right.
Otherwise, I would have been getting home Friday morning.
Well, I'm glad you're back home safe and sound.
Yes. But yeah, and again, when you look at these rankings, it's hard. I mean, the Kings are damn near in the bottom 4th, let alone the bottom half, right? So they're having a tough time. And even, they've got Dowdy back at whatever Dowdy considers full strength, which these days is, whatever, Dewey's doing Dewey things. It's tough. It's tough to be a fan when there's so much upheaval on the ice as far as the way that their gameplay. They have days, JJ will attest to this if he comes in later today. They always play to the level of their opponents. If we're playing, if we're playing Arizona next week, we're probably going to lose because we play as bad as them. But, if we, by contrast, if we end up playing, Washington or Minnesota, we'll probably have a really decent game. Tonight we're in Tampa. They are the number 7 team in the league right now. We'll probably have a good game this afternoon. It's actually on right now. Bally Sports West, by the way, if you're out here in California.
Yeah, Bally Sports is a pretty cool little company / whatever. Thanks to them and $6.99 a month on the NHL and the ESPN apps, I can catch games. But I think I'm slowly turning away from the Ducks, and I'm jumping on the Minnesota bandwagon here because they are just kicking ass left and right. They're in the top 5, and it's like every chance I get, if I do come home with enough time to catch hockey, it's the Wild games on. And
I'll let Jay talk about your bandwagon jumping if he comes in today. So we'll
that later. Like, I know. I mean, my heart is in Anaheim. My soul is in Anaheim. My body's in Nashville. Okay, how about that? Let's leave it at that. Yes. So, and we do have tentative plans in the spring when the Wild go to play the Predators. We could possibly take a trip out to Nashville and go see a game there.
the Predators put on a hell of a presentation as far as their in-arena stuff, from what I've been told. So,
and I did buy Dory. I got her team flag, kind of like an early Christmas present. And I said, hey, we still got shopping to do. There could be wild jerseys, wild shirts, wild anything when we go out there. I'm not going to walk into the National Arena with my Ducks gear on, and I wouldn't know what would happen if I walked in there with my Kings gear on. I would not know what would be going on. So,
you know what? I thought the same thing, Mikey. You know this because you were there with me, and so was JJ, so was Teresa. And I walked into.
Happy birthday to you, by the way. Happy birthday. Yes,
you know what? I didn't mention that on my show yesterday. I'm a horrible brother, but you know what? She doesn't watch my show, so it's okay. Happy birthday, sis. Day late, dollar short on video form. But I did, dude. I sent her a video message saying happy birthday with my Club 33 hat on, my Phantasmic jacket on, and the Phantasmic background when I was talking for the minute I talked. So whatever, it works. Anyway, you and I went to a game. It was Anaheim. The Canucks had come in, and I went in there, and that Lisa bought Canucks jersey that she bought me. Yep. Ready for bear, and they were super nice to me at that game. And I thought, okay, we'll see how it is in a couple of weeks.
Of course, we're nice. We're Ducks fans. We're not any other.
That's gonna be glazed over like your ham next week on Christmas. Anyway, wow. But then we all went to the game, full Kings gear, all of us, and Mom and Step Pop, all went to that game, Kings versus Ducks, in Kings gear. And I think it worked out to our advantage that I had made nice with the Ducks power players, whatever it was, the month before, the week before, whatever it was, when we went and saw Vancouver.
Yeah, that's when we took our picture together, too.
They all treated us like solid gold. So I don't have a problem necessarily with the Ducks fans like a lot of people used to, whatever, with Kings fans relating to them. I think you'll find a similar thing in when you go, I don't know if Minnesota and Nashville are in the same division. I don't think they are, but I don't know that because I don't really keep up with everybody outside of the Kings. So I don't think you'll did I lose my feed? I did. I lost my feed. No. I'm talking about my Kings game. God, stupid Spectrum. You guys suck. Anyway, there it goes. I would say go have fun. If you can go into a Predators game, don't worry about wearing Duck stuff, King stuff, whatever. Just go and have fun. I've noticed a lot of sports franchises tend, especially in hockey, it's all inclusive. We all play hockey, we all watch hockey, we all this hockey, we all that hockey. As long as you're enjoying the sport, hockey loves it because hockey is still very much the redheaded stepchild. Just above NASCAR for full acceptance in this country. NASCAR, everybody's making a left turn, they all get made fun of. Hockey is hockey's that's where everybody lose their teeth, right? So it's kind of ridiculous. And yes, JJ is correct. There are good and bad apples in every bunch. Thankfully, there's usually more good than bad. When it comes to hockey, without question, it definitely applies. And like I said, me going to those two Ducks games, one in the Vancouver jersey and one in full-blown Kings ready to whoop ass mode, and I got treated like an actual human being at the Honda Center, which I never expected, to be perfectly honest with you. So, Josh, I've never been to a pro sports game. Closest thing is Youngstown State football because it's my own college, and we got destroyed by Michigan State. Dude, the Spartans are kicking everybody's ass this year, and I'm sure we'll talk more about that tomorrow on the Greg Cherry Show as far as college ball, although the Heisman Trophy went to an Alabama guy, so probably not that much on the show tomorrow. But
briefly, I can talk about what's going on in college football real quick. The top four teams are Alabama, Georgia, Michigan, and Ohio State.
Ohio State. Put some stank on it. Anyway, there you go.
There you go. And there was I believe it was the Michigan game. They got crushed, and it. Who knows what's going to happen in college football? But I've noticed this a lot at work too. There are more Alabama Roll Tide fans that I see walking through Dollywood. I see Georgia second, and I see Tennessee the third. And Josh does not like the Roll Tide. Wow. And I don't get to talk much time with the guests, but I'm like, where are all the Tennessee Volunteer fans? And they're like, we can't even keep a control on our coach, let alone the fan base. So I don't know what's going on with that.
The Volunteers, and again, you and I talked about this on this show, and I talked about it with Greg. It's just one of those where the Volunteer fan base has been so jaded because the Volunteers have been so bad. So I don't know what to say, but like I said, the only thing I remember most about the Tennessee Volunteers going forward the rest of my life is just the freaking the poor male cheerleaders out there in orange wool in the middle of summer playing UCLA out here. It was just crazy. And yes, I did say the Ohio State. My family is from that area of the country, number one. Number two, we watch Ohio State. We don't even say that college that Mikey mentioned is in the top 4 that begins with an M. We say that team up north or that school up north. We don't call them. And now, let me just expand on that by saying that. Expand on that. If Scott Steiner comes on our show, and says to say Michigan, I will wear blue and gold. I'm not getting my ass kicked. Like, okay, just because Scott Steiner's crazy. So if Ricky and Scotty want to come on and tell me to wear, that team's colors, I said, how big a sweatshirt do you want me to buy, Mr. Steiner, sir? Like, seriously.
All right. Jeff, do you have a commercial lined up?
I don't yet, but if you want to stall for just a few seconds, I can.
All right.
I do. Just kidding. I do.
Oh, you do? Okay, good. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the Pick'em contest and a possible new version for season 3. And I have an announcement for Football Squares. We will be back. Stay tuned.
Take me down to the paradise city where the grass is green and the girls are pretty. Oh, won't you please take me home? Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. Whoa, we shine the light. Yeah, they're loaded like a freight train, flying like an airplane. Speeding like a space brain, one more time tonight. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Welcome to the jungle. Watch it bring you to your knees. Take me down to the paradise city where the grass is green and the girls are pretty. Oh, won't you please take me home? I wanna go. I wanna know. Oh, won't you please take me home, baby?
Oh, I cannot wait till next Wednesday. Woo!
Neither can I. I love Paradise Kitty, and I haven't even seen them play yet. They rock.
Well, I'll tell you, you had the chance because they were out there, Monster on the Mountain there, right in Dollywood land. So, I would have gone, but again, I had to work. So it's all good. They'll be in Vegas on Friday, which Friday night in Vegas at Count's place. That's going to be bonkers. And then they're back home next week. I actually get to go. Oh, by the way, Noah and James, if you're watching this on demand later or watching it now in the studio, which I appreciate that, open mic night may be delayed again. It might still be Sunday night. It's just going to be later because I'm going Caroline Magenta on for Sunday. So
Caroline, that sounds like fun.
Yes. I'm going with a professional singer and her family. This is not going to end bad for me at all. No.
Let's start talking about fan-based games, which I want to bring up here. We're not going to talk about Pick'em just yet. The first announcement is...
Before you do that, let me go ahead and bring Big G in because he's been sitting there patiently. I don't want to be a yutz.
Yeah, let's bring in Big Baller G too because he can hear this and all that.
There he is.
What's up, Big Baller G?
What's up, fellas? How you guys doing?
Oh, you're wearing the wrong jersey there, my friend. I'm sorry. You lost to the Vikings last week. I'm sorry.
Oh God, here we go.
No, don't. You don't have to be sorry, because I'm sorry.
It was a good game, though. I mean, but anyway. And you tied with the Lions 2 weeks ago. What happened with that? I mean, come on. Or 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago. Yeah.
What was up with that, bro? I mean, come on.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. It's, oh my God. I don't know. We need to get our shit together in the last 4 weeks.
You think?
Still, the AFC North is still wide open.
Really?
Yes, it is wide open. The Ravens are 8-5. I think the Bengals are 7-6. The Browns are 7-6, and then we're 6-1.
Yeah,
so
that is all correct. Yes.
There's a whole yeah. So we'll see. I mean, we gotta get our shit together.
COVID list got way bigger, and our chances versus the Raiders just went. Oh, come on, Josh. The Raiders, really? You good? Come on now. We know the Raiders have got a great fan base, but when it comes to playing in the clinch, they choke.
Yeah.
Come on now. I'll give an edge to the Raiders for this week, but nothing else. All right, let me get this quickly out. As you guys know, last season at the Super Bowl, we played football squares. We are going to bring that back, but and I said we would bring in. I would bring in signups probably the month before the Super Bowl, and then the money would be due 2 weeks. I want to do kind of like an early bird version. So for a game at my choosing on week 18, we're going to do a little a full version of it, but for less money. It'll still be $5 a square. Half of that is going to go to the network for tech, gear, whatever. The pot is going to be smaller, but the squares will be the same. More than likely, it'll probably be the last game of the season. I have to look at the schedule on that one, but that is going to open next week, probably in week 16. That's when the money's going to start coming in. So if you guys want to play, give us a little heads up through our multiple channels. Give us a heads up saying, hey, I want in. We'll put a list together of who's in, and that way we can figure out who gets the picks of the squares. Then, when it comes time for the Super Bowl, we're going to do the regular one. The fees are going to go up. We'll do $10 a square instead of $5 a square. Again, more than likely, maybe a smaller percentage, maybe 25% of that will go to the channel. The other 75 will go into the pot. Now, if we do not sell out in the first game, any money that does not get claimed will carry over into the Super Bowl pot. So if you guys want to play, that's fine. If you don't want to play, you don't have to. And I'm extending this to everybody. Everybody on this channel, Greg Cherry channel, No DQ, Jeff's channel, all that. If you want to play, let us know, and we'll put you on the list, and then the money comes either will come into my PayPal or whatever, and I will keep it safe. I will not touch it. I will put screenshots if I have to, and then we'll play that starting next week.
Oh, you know I'm down. So
no, I want to keep it pro, bro. I really don't want to do it for college. I would rather do it for professional because, well, that's not a bad idea though.
If you do it, if you do it for January for the Rose Bowl, we can include it on the anniversary show. Just saying.
Now that I think about it, yeah, that's not a bad idea. Because the difference in time between the Rose Bowl and the Super Bowl is a month.
Yeah.
Roughly.
Okay. That's what happens when we go live on networks. The Rose Bowl game will be a football square contest. Okay? Good job. Thank you, Renegade, for that. So if that's January 1st, then we'll start taking money next week, and squares can start being purchased in. And apparently, JJ's going to get the first round pick. So there you go. Now,
there you go. That's it. There you go.
He's in, so he gets first pick on the squares. So whatever the teams will be, I'll put the generator together. I'll put the file together, whatnot, And for the numbers on the top and on the side, we'll do the same thing as I did with the Super Bowl last year. I'll take the 2 through 10 of the red suit, 2 through 10 of the black suits, shuffle them up. That'll be the generator for that. Good idea, Renegade. Okay, now something I want to propose for season 3 of our Pick'em contests. This has been a thing at work, so partial credit goes to my coworkers. When football season started, we would kind of debate as to who would win in matchups during the week. A lot of us have also done predictions as to not only who's going to win, but by how many points. So now it's not handicapping. This is not sports betting of any kind. This is actually a straight prediction. For example, if let's take the upcoming Cowboy game. The Cowboys are playing the Giants this week. So if Jeff and I are talking, and we know the Giants, he hates them because it's the division game, and he loves the Cowboys. Whoa! Thank you. There you are, Dory.
She does exist.
Yes. Well, we're talking about football yet, but we're not talking about the Vikings just yet. We're getting there. So in talking, let's say Jeff and I are talking, and we're saying what's going to happen in the Cowboys-Giants game. Well, let's say, Jeff, give me a quick prediction. Obviously, you're going to pick the Cowboys to win, but by how many points do you think they'll win by?
14 points.
Okay. Baller G, what's your prediction? Just for fun.
Against the Giants, 21 points.
Oh.
Ouch. Okay. Yeah. So Baller G has 21 points for the Giants. Jeff has 14 for the Cowboys. I'm going to throw out and say Dallas wins by 7.
I meant 21 for Cowboys, not Giants.
No.
Right. Well, Cowboys win by 21 points.
Oh, you want the Cowboys? Okay. So I'm 7, he's 14, and Baller's 21. Whichever one of us gets the closest wins that little point. And I want to see if there are players that would want to do this. It's not just about picking the winner, it's also picking the prediction as to how much they'll win by. It's just a thought right now, just a thought process. We'll see what happens when the Cowboys play the Giants next week. We'll see which one of us is right. Now, if New York wins, then we're all wrong. Which, trust me,
if New York wins, the world is wrong and the end is nigh. Okay.
But now what if we bring in Renegade and Renegade says, well, forget all you guys. The Giants are going to win by this many points. Then we have a little bit of a battle going on here. And then it's like whoever the closest wins and blah, 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 and whatnot and all that good stuff. It's just a possibility. I want to tweak it until next season. It's just a thought process. Fans, if you want to join in and put in your predictions, that's a good idea too, and we'll see where it goes. But definitely football squares for the Rose Bowl. That will now become a thing. All credit goes to JJ on that one. Teams, whatnot. And like I say, if you guys want in, let us all know, and that's a good one. Let's bring up the results for this week's contest, and let's take a look and see where all the overalls are as well. Dory and Nathan tied for at first place. This is Dory's second win in 2 weeks. She and Nathan tied at 12. Tammy took 11. Emmanuel and Mike, my friend at work, not me, they got 10. Will, Pop, and Renegade and JP got 9, and Daniel got 8. In the overall, JP leads with 129 points. Dory is right on his tail at 126. Pop is right behind her at 125. Emmanuel at 124. Tammy at 122. Daniel at 118. Nathan at 117. Renegade at 116. My friend Mike at work is at 113, and Will is at the bottom at 110. Of course, Heather and Jeff decided to bow out. That is respectable. I will thank them again both for their participation. And again, I thank Jeff for the graphics. It's their decision to leave. They wanted to leave on their own. And that's all I'm going to say about that. This kind of does affect the brackets a little bit. I'm either going to do, it could be top 2 now, move on, and the remaining 8 play head-to-head. That might be the best way to go. I know I did say top 4 would move on, but we're down to 10 people now. So unless the bracketing can magically work itself out, it looks like right now JP and Dory would be the top 2, and the remaining 8 would be 3 versus 10, 4 versus 9, 5 versus 8, and 6 versus 7 in the head-to-head matchups. So there's that for the week. And is Renegade ready to come in? Should we bring him in as well?
We're gonna bring him in probably a little bit later on.
A little bit later. All right. So how are the screenshots coming with football stuff? Are they pretty
about that?
Pretty much ready.
Go ahead. If you want to go through the Week 14 results, I can do that right now.
Okay, let's do that. Let's go game by game and throw out our stuff. There's the first game, and Baller G is not happy because the Vikings beat the Steelers 36-28. Dory.
Let's not. Yeah.
Whatever.
Oh boy.
So can I get my thoughts on this game?
Yards. And of course, they won by 8 points. There you go. The Vikings are in the hunt for the playoffs spot. In fact, there is a scenario. I did not get it up fully. And Jeff, if you can magically bring up a website, I don't know if you can screen share it. It's NFL.com/playoff machine. You can go in there and click who gets wins, and it magically puts the teams into playoff contention. We can work on that a little bit later. You don't have to do it right now.
Okay.
But there was game 1. The Vikings beat the Steelers. Skol 36-28. Next game.
Hey, hold on before you go on. Big G's our resident Steelers fan here.
Oh yeah. Well, okay, Baller G. What went wrong in that game?
Well, first of all, what went wrong in that game was in the first half, our run defense just let them run all over the place. Big holes here, big holes there, big holes right up the middle. Big Ben got sacked 4 times, I believe, in the first half. Dalvin Cook had run over 100-some yards already. So then, you know what? I was like, I had to wake up early the next day, but I was gonna finish the game. And like we always do, for some reason, we try to make it come back in the third and fourth quarter. And I believe we scored like 3 touchdowns in 5 minutes. But, you know, mistakes happen. Chase Claypool, for one, needs to mature. He needs to get his ass off of TikTok. And he needs to
Right on.
And he after the game, his interview, he said he needs to, step up. And, Ben's frustrated too. This is his last year. And Josh Mansfield, the Steelers have not given up. They just are in a tough spot right now. We've had a lot of injuries. We need to get our offensive line straightened out. We have rookies on the offensive line. Our defensive line needs to get straightened out. But we will not give up until the end. We will not give up until the end. And that last play, I believe, where Chase Claypool had it at 4th and 1 and they got it, and he did his little point first down sign.
Yeah,
he should have spiked the ball, and that would have gave us more time on the clock instead of having to wait like 8 or 7 seconds left to throw a touchdown. And I mean, he threw it to Freiermuth, but the pass was broken up in the end zone, and we, like you said, we ended up losing by 8 points. But we need to stop. The Steelers need to stop doing this comeback stuff. You can't get dominated in the first half. Like Tomlin said, it looked like a junior varsity football team out there with the Steelers. You got to
play 4 quarters, not 2.5.
Exactly. Thank you. And like I said, you can't. Najee Harris is doing great right now as a rookie. He's got over 1,000 scrimmage yards, I believe, already. But we still have no run game. And yet we can let the other team run all over us, which and Greg feels this the same way too. We love being Steeler fans. We love our Steelers, but like every single game, it's like a heart attack for us. We're just sitting there on the edge of our seats, praying that we get our shit together. And like I said, this is Ben's possible last year, most likely 100%. And we will, have to find a replacement next year. So we'll see. But yeah,
G, let me ask you something, G. What do you think of the rumors of Aaron Rodgers going over to Pittsburgh?
Oh God, no. Are you insane?
It's not completely.
There's been rumors about him and Russell
Mikey.
Wilson. There's been him and Russell Wilson. I mean, I wouldn't. Rodgers, I believe, didn't want to go back to the Packers this year.
No,
he was out.
He was very adamant about that, actually.
And during the Packers game, we played Green Bay. Him and Tomlin had like a little thing going on. So
yep.
I have nothing against Aaron Rodgers, honestly, or Russell Wilson, but we need to find that star quarterback, because Mason Rudolph is not going to do it. Nope. I can't even think of the kid's name anymore that we picked up. Oh, Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah.
We need to find a decent quarterback and just go from there. I mean, as long as we get a winning record this year, I don't care if we make it in the playoffs, because honestly, we don't deserve to make it in the playoffs. Look what happened to last year against the Browns in the first game. Yep. So, let's get a winning record. Let's win the last 4 and go from there. Let Ben go off, riding in the sunset.
Do you think Ben will actually bow out, or do you think if the quarterback situation is still really bonkers, he'll stick around?
I don't know. It's tough.
It's so hard to predict right now. It really is.
It is. I mean, he was really frustrated during that Thursday night game. He was very frustrated.
As he should be.
And I don't know what else to say. It's just hopefully we get hopefully we move on and to greater and better things in the next couple of years. So
I certainly hope so. And again, you guys and us guys are always going to be at each other's throats when it comes down to the line. But, I have respect for the city of Pittsburgh. I love the city of Pittsburgh, and I love, their sports teams. And it's hard. It's hard to, it's hard to be a Cowboys fan, and, because I still love, the Pittsburgh teams. And they're always at each other's throats about, oh, we got more rings. Well, that's great. You're the best. So I hope that whatever happens with the Steelers, it ends up being that, ends up being a positive situation and not something you guys have to do to survive. If that makes any sense.
Right. And we have the Titans this coming week, so at home.
Yeah. Josh, exactly. It's just, the Cowboys haven't won one in, what is it, since 96? So, yeah, I already know the woes of a post-dynasty fallout. So I get you. There you go. And again, they are dim boys, and I think they're the next game we're going to talk about. So let me go ahead and bring that up real quick here while I.
The next game up. Let's bring that up.
Yeah, baby.
Now I'm not going to lie, Jeff. I did give a slight edge to Washington in this game. I did think that Washington was going to pull this one off and spoil the chances. So, but I'm gonna take a big piece of humble pie right now. I was actually giving us a 4-point edge to the Washington football team. And I had another coworker tell me, he's like, no, Dallas is going to win by 10. And so then, as I'm looking at the scores on Sunday, and I find out that the Cowboys were crushing them 24-0 or about that, we're looking at this guy like, oh my God, he knows something. And he's like, oh, I just said that to upset Mike. That's all it was. But there you go. Dallas has won 7 of the last 9 road games. I did not even know that was in play. And now the Cowboys are one step closer to locking up the division, which we'll get into at the end of this little review. So I'm glad that they won, and they can wrap this up next week.
Yes.
Yep.
Next up, the Titans took out the Jaguars, and they shut them out. But let's face it, 8 rushing yards in a game in team history. So they have taken that number 1 draft pick, and they have ruined him, that rookie quarterback that they got. I mean, this is just so pathetic. You would think that the number 1 draft pick that the Jaguars got a hold of would perform better. And I can't say nerves is a thing. this is now week 14. The Nerves should have been out the first month, and they should at least have gotten 5 or 6 wins. But to get shut out by the Titans, I mean, come on.
All right, with no Derrick Henry.
That's too much. Next up.
Come on. Why is it not there? Why is it not going? Oh, I put it twice. Oh dear. Hang on. Hi, Feeks.
There we go.
Took out the Raiders 48-9. KC allowed fewer than 10 points in 3 straight games ever since 1997. Let's face it, the Raiders, they are still in the hunt. They are not out yet, but the Chiefs did the best, putting up 48 big points. That will definitely boost their numbers when it comes time for the rankings. And the Chiefs can pick up the number 1 spot next week. I do have a scenario for that. They need to win, and of course the Patriots need to lose in next week's game, and they can take over this number 1 spot in the AFC. Next up, the Saints beat the Jets 30-9. Saints' first win since week 8. They've been on a bit of a losing streak, but now it's been snapped. The Jets, because of this game, they are out. They are done. Or no, they're not. Excuse me. They're one step closer. They're one step closer to being eliminated. They're not out yet. We do have 3 teams that are out, and one of them being the Jacksonville Jaguars. That is confirmed. The Jets are not dead yet. The Falcons beat the Panthers 29-21. Atlanta's won 4 straight road games versus Carolina. And we heard that Bridgewater's coming back too, I believe. Yeah, there you go.
All right, next.
Not Bridgewater. Cam Newton. Excuse me. Cam Newton is coming back to the Falcons.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Newton's coming back. The Browns squeaked out a victory against the Ravens, 24-22. The Ravens have lost 2 straight division games for the first time since the end of the 2016 season. The Ravens were the number 1 team in the AFC, but that has now changed. They are now the number 4 team when we get to the AFC playoff picture. The Chargers took out the Giants 21. They've won 5 straight against the Giants. The Chargers are also, they are in the playoffs. They have a wild card spot. They are barely holding on. The Giants, they are almost on their way out. We'll see what happens.
As they should be.
As they should be, yes. Giant hater. No love for the Lions. 38-10. Denver is 4-1 versus NFC teams this season. 3-5 against AFC teams. That's a lot of ones in their record. 1-11-1, and they only scored 10 points. You'd think after beating the Vikings, they would have at least tried to keep that momentum going, but they're still at the bottom, hoping to hold on to that number 1 draft pick.
They suck.
San Francisco beat the Bengals 26-23. Game-winning.
Niners suck too, you jerks.
In overtime, shouldn't that say 12? Wouldn't that be that's not an overtime, is it? Really?
Yeah, it's overtime.
It was.
Then it would be a field goal, wouldn't it? I mean, if they were tied at 23, there's no way you can get 26-23 in overtime.
That's a typo on NFL.com. That's not my fault.
I would think so. Maybe a 21-yard field goal in overtime, but not a 12-yard touchdown. Otherwise, the score would be higher than that. I think it would be 29-23 and not.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 29-23.
Yeah.
Because it ended. It was 23-23 at the end of the game.
And then and if they scored a touchdown, it would be 29, not 26.
Yep, you're right. Yep.
Way to go, NFL.com. You had one job. Apparently, the NFL doesn't know their numbers.
No, that's okay. All right, where are we at here? There we go. Okay.
Tampa Bay did win their game in overtime with a 58-yard. Again, that was a touchdown. Yes, okay, that is true. The Bills were putting up a fight, and Tampa Bay was one of the teams that could have clinched their playoff spot, but it did not happen. I briefly messaged that in the group. Tampa Bay had a chance to, but because of another loss, and let me bring that up quickly so I can confirm what happened. Like I said, Tampa Bay would have clinched their spot, but they did win. They are 10-3. That is all true. I'm bringing it up now, so I'm trying to stall here a little bit.
And Josh, for the record, I've never liked the 49ers, so I not like them because when they were winning, it was very much like the Edmonton Oilers in the 80s. Like they all thought their shit didn't stink, and they were very, very full of their own crap, and I was not a huge fan of that.
And I believe this game here, Tom Brady is number one in everything now. Receiving yards,
Yeah, that is true. He did
passing yards, touchdowns, completions.
You are absolutely right. I did see that he broke another record that Breeze had. The reason Tampa Bay did not clinch is because New Orleans played spoiler, which I think we'll get to in a bit. But yeah, the Saints played spoilers, and that's why the Buccaneers did not clinch.
All right,
next game.
I think I may miss the game because I put the one game up there twice. So
probably so. The Packers did beat the Bears 45-13, most combined points in a matchup since Week 7 of 1955. The Packers had a chance to clinch, but thanks to the Vikings playing spoiler and their winning, Green Bay could not clinch. So again, the Minnesota fans are playing spoiler on the Packers there.
Right.
Minnesota's got to swirl the pot a little bit, and of course, last night's game. The Cardinals and the Rams. The Cardinals had a chance to clinch last night. All they had to do was win, but they lost, and the Rams played spoiler. Kyler Murray did try last night, try as he might. It just didn't happen. He could have spiked the ball, after a nice yardage, it just didn't happen. He tried to run the ball, ended up getting tackled. But the Rams ended up pulling out the victory 30-23. The Rams have won 9 out of the last 10 against Arizona.
All right.
There's your results. I think you did miss the New Orleans game. I think that was the one that you missed, but that's okay. All right. So let's take a look at the rankings for the week. There you go.
Okay, as you can 17. See, that's not too bad.
Detroit, Houston, and Jacksonville are scratched out because they are officially eliminated from playoff contention. Their records, of course, the Lions are 1-11-1. Houston and Jacksonville are 2-11, but they are done. They will play the remaining games, but they can't get any further. The Jets are 3-10. The Bears and the Giants are both 4-9, and the Giants are at 232 points, and the Bears are at 231 points. The Panthers and the Seahawks are both 5-8. The Seahawks are at 272 points, and the Panthers are 257 points. Remember, points go to the tiebreakers. And, of course, the next group of teams all are 6-7. The Falcons have 245 points. The Dolphins have 254 points. The Washington football team is at 266. The Raiders are at 283. The Saints are at 304. The Eagles are at 337. And the Vikings are at 344. They're the best out of the group that is 6-7. And the Steelers are 6-1 at the top of the right column. Then we move on to the left column. The Broncos, the Browns, the 49ers, the Bengals, the Bills, and the Colts are all at 7-6. The Broncos are at 275. The Browns are at 278. The Giants are at 329. The Bengals are 354. The Bills are 363. The Colts are at 371. The Chargers and Ravens are at 8-5. The Chargers have 351 points there. The Baltimore's 304. The New England Patriots, the Kansas City Chiefs, and the who else is 9-4? The Rams are 9-4, and the Titans are 9-4, and the Cowboys are 9-4. I did not rewrite them, but they are correct there. As you can see, Dallas is now in the top 4 with that, and we have a new number 1 team thanks to the loss last night. Arizona is no longer the number 1 team. They've been the number 1 team all season, but now the current champ, the Buccaneers, they are 10-3, along with Green Bay and Arizona. Tampa Bay has scored 410 points. Arizona's at 368, and Green Bay is at 328. So there are your power rankings for Week 14. And let's see what's going on with what's going to happen in Week 15. We do have some playoff scenarios that we can.
Okay, so you want the scenarios I've been screen capping for the last hour? You want those right now?
If they are ready to go, yes.
Yep.
All right, we do need to scroll down a little bit.
I can't scroll. I have to just go ahead and just.
Okay, so this is actually the those are actually the playoff picture. So that is okay. I can work with that real quick. So Green Bay is now the #1 team. They have a tiebreaker over Tampa Bay and Arizona on their records in the conference. Tampa Bay is now the #2 team. Of course, Green Bay would be the #1 team. They would get the playoff. Go to the next shot there, Jeff. So you can get the remaining teams. There are the Cardinals, the Cowboys, the Rams, the 49ers, and the #7 team is currently the Washington football team. They have tiebreakers over Philadelphia, over Atlanta, and over Minnesota. There is a scenario if Minnesota wins their game this week, and I believe Washington loses their game, Minnesota will move into.
Okay. I see what you wanted me to do here. I'm sorry, dude. Okay, hang on. I'll fix it.
It's all right. It's good. We can go on with that.
Well, no. Here, look, I actually. Okay, this we're live, pals. All right, so I'm gonna run another commercial. I'll go ahead and get the share screen up. I'll share this page. That's what I'll do. I'll go ahead and do it. That way we can actually see it. So just give me 1 second here. Let me run this. Let me run this ad, and then I'll go ahead and I'll get that going for you. Hang on 1 second. We'll do this one. We'll be right back after a message from our friends at Baked by Lex. Be sure you guys check her out. She did an amazing job on my Santa Claus promotional cookies that are going to be at the Whiskey A Go Go show next week for Santa when he is hanging with Paradise Kitty, excuse me, and actually our buddy Bailey up in Henderson. Her and her son each got one yesterday, delivered by the team. So check her out, bakedbylex.com. I'm still working on that, bringing that link up, Mikey. So I apologize. It came back quicker than I thought I would. So
it's all right. I can quickly rattle them off, and we can just move on from there.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
The big scenario in the NFC: Dallas can clinch the division title as long as they win and Washington loses or Washington ties. There is another scenario that I understand: more combined wins from Minnesota, Arizona, Miami, the Patriots, the Bengals, and the Chargers. I have no idea what all that means. So I'm just going to go with the #1 big thing. If Dallas wins and Washington ends up tying against Washington is going to play, if I can get my notebook set up here. Washington plays Philadelphia. They're both 6 and 7. So if that game ends in another tie, or there's a whole other set of scenarios, Dallas will clinch the division title. The main one for them to actually lock in the playoff berth, and this is the best scenario possible, Dallas wins and the Saints lose to Tampa Bay. So Dallas fans are going to be, Jeff, you're going to be rooting for Brady to beat the Saints.
That's fine. That's the thing. Now that he's out of New England, I don't have a problem rooting for him. I'm good.
Another one, Dallas will clinch their spot if they win and San Francisco loses to Atlanta. I don't really see that happening. If Dallas ends up tying and Atlanta ties and Minnesota ties and New Orleans ties, there's another scenario. These scenarios are just so crazy. I'm going to give a quick shout out to the people on Twitter. Their handle is NFL Playoff Scenarios. These guys are going. They're making my stat work look like just a piece of paper. They are going in and they are doing every possible scenario. This is their job. So big shout out to them. So Green Bay can clinch their division title as long as they win, or if the Vikings lose to Bears. That ain't happening. The Bears. I mean, there was a scenario, I think, one season where the Bears were supposed to win and they didn't, and it would have helped get them into the playoffs. But I predict a victory in that one. Tampa Bay will clinch their division as long as they win against New Orleans. And Arizona, of course, if they beat Detroit, which in what universe is that not going to happen, really? I mean, come on. If Detroit, that will be the upset of the year if Detroit beats Arizona. They will get their playoff berth. The Rams will clinch a playoff berth if they win and Minnesota loses and New Orleans loses. Over in the AFC, Tennessee can clinch the division if they win and Indianapolis loses. Like I said, there are just tons of scenarios left and right, one right after the other. Go check them out on NFLPlayoffScenarios.com. These guys are amazing.
They really are.
They really are, yes. So let's do a quick look over. And do we want to bring in Renegade now, and I'll take picks from him or does he just want to?
No. He wants to come in after I run another ad, and I will do that. If you, I can do it now if you want me to, but he wanted to come in after I do another plug for this. I did this yesterday briefly on Talk Wrestling, and I kind of glazed over it, and it wasn't my intention to. There was just so much shit to cover yesterday. So let's run the ad, and then we'll bring in the man who's going to actually be on this show, and he can talk more about it. We'll be right back.
Okay, that's fine.
And with that, we bring in the Renegade himself, JJ Williams. And it's funny, Aaron put this thing out there to have people come in and talk about the greatest band of all time, arguably. And again, I have a hard time finding the argument at this point of the game, but I actually thought that, hey, JJ isn't even as big a Beatles fan, I dare say even more so than you are, boss. What do you think? He goes, yeah, I'll be down for that. So here we go. I mean, JJ is returning to No DQ Media for the first time in a long time. I don't think he's been on that I recall. And again, I could be wrong here. Since my post-2010 SummerSlam drunken shenanigans fiasco. So it's well over a decade.
A decade in the making. And not for lack of trying, but
yes.
Needless to say, that SummerSlam fiasco led to shenanigans that we won't speak of.
No.
So to use a pun badly, there was a rift between the No DQ crew and the Casa Studios clan for quite a while. So the fact that this is able to come together, another bad pun,
right?
And bridges being extended to where I can come back on the channel and discuss. I'll just go ahead and say the greatest rock and roll band that ever lived. Y'all can debate me if you want. Open mic night is this Sunday. You can debate me about it before we go on the air with Aaron on Tuesday. But yeah, Mikey, my love for the Beatles. So to be able to talk about them with other fans, it's going to be quite the show. Definitely worth tuning in.
The big debate has always been the Beatles versus the Stones. That's all I remember. I mean,
and before Satisfaction, the Stones' first hit was "I Want to Be Your Man," written by Lennon McCartney. Next.
See, there you go. You cannot lose. The Renegade cannot lose. My money's on you in any debate.
That's it.
Paul and John thought so little of that song they had Ringo sing it.
Damn.
And then the Stones did it and had a minor hit with it before I Can't Get No Satisfaction.
Yes.
So
there you go.
The Stones' first hit was a Beatles song, a throwaway song at that.
Right.
Next.
Point Renegade.
I
I'm
guess.
just saying, no
Zing.
disrespect to the Stones. I do like quite a few of their songs. Should they have hung it up by now? Yes. But you can have that argument about a lot of bands that are still going, Aerosmith, Journey, the Eagles even, which I know I'll probably get the death glare from the boss of this channel, but with Glenn gone, should they have just hung it up already? There's arguments to be made there, Hell had to freeze over for them all to come back on the road in the first place.
This is true.
And now with one of their two big leaders gone.
Yeah, you can say that for a lot of
Exactly.
Kiss.
Thank you, Kiss. How many times have they changed members out?
And how many
even
times?
Steve Perry anymore. Hasn't been for 30 years.
No, it's
Right.
that Filipino kid that they got
Yeah,
a couple years back.
No disrespect to him. He sounds great, but he's not Steve.
No, he's not.
No, you can't. You can never replace originals.
No.
Just like you have that Van Halen debate going on.
Yeah, Van Halen or Van Hagar.
Yeah.
We won't even talk about the one album where the dude from Extreme took over.
Oh, good grief. Let's
That
not
doesn't
even.
count.
Yeah, no.
That's like House Party 4. That just doesn't exist.
Oh, I was waiting for you to get that. At least one of my shows was over. Oh, shit.
It's going to be me. It's going to be Boss Man Rift. It's supposed to be Mr. Tito, I believe, and another guy named Tyler. And we're all going to be together 1 week from tonight, immediately following NXT. So 7:15 Pacific, 10:15 Eastern. And we're going to be discussing, the different stages in the Beatles' careers. We're going to talk about who had the better solo career, favorite songs and albums, all kinds of good stuff. Vince McMahon says it's going to be good shit, pal.
Good shit.
There you go.
I love it. And let me again say thank you to you since you're here. The Rose Bowl game will be Ohio State versus Utah, January 1st, 5 p.m. And thanks to your brilliant idea, that's what Football Squares is going to be. So thank you for that.
Like I said, it should either be, the Super Bowl you're doing it, that's the championship game. So I felt like it should be another game of significance, not a random game on a random week. So what games are coming up of significance? You got the Rose Bowl, you got the BCS game. Either one of those is a good candidate to be the game in question. Because both those games have eyes on it.
Yeah, but the BCS game isn't going to be until January 10th.
Right.
And
usually it's like the second or the third, so that's why I threw that out there.
It could also work because the Super Bowl is on February 13th, so that would give everybody a month to recover, I think. And I'm spacing it out. That's still another good idea. Between Alabama, Cincinnati, Michigan, and Georgia, those are two good teams. Those are four good teams. And I think if Alabama and Michigan, or even Alabama, Georgia, that would be a good matchup, and the numbers would go crazy. So it will be a college game. I will if we do it right. I think if the games play out right, also on December 31st, when in the Orange and Cotton Bowl, boy, these ideas are just running out like crazy. I'm loving it. I think, but it will be a game, and we will finalize this in the next 2 weeks. But if you guys still want to play,
there's nothing about football to have the bright idea.
Exactly. So we're going to read all of this, and it's either going to be the Rose Bowl or the BCS Championship on January 10th, and then we can focus about the next one for the Super Bowl. Good job for that. All right, since we are all here.
Before you do that, let me just address the chat room real quick here. First of all, Josh, it's okay. You're still young. It's not a big deal. Just get on it. Spotify's your friend, or Apple Music, or Pandora.
What's wrong with them? Because it's most parents' job to educate their kids on the Beatles or the Stones.
I never pay attention to many mainstream or popular old school bands. You know, that is why you work well with No DQ, because Aaron is very much not a mainstream much of anything except for music, though. His music tastes are very much mainstream, and they very, like I said, it's going to be great to see him and JJ talk about the Beatles, because they both have such adoration for that group. And TJ, and this is also not a No DQ video. Let me be clear on that right now. It's actually going to be on Aaron's personal channel on YouTube, at the home of the Cat Diaries, not the No DQ brand. So let me be crystal clear on that.
Josh, if you want to get your feet wet, let me just recommend these two things. For the Stones, go to Spotify or YouTube or wherever and listen to their 40 Licks album.
Yep.
That's essentially their greatest hits. For the Beatles, see if you can find the Red and the Blue album, the Beatles 62 to 66 and 67 to 70 respectively.
Yep.
That'll give you everything you need to know. And then if you like what you hear on those, then you can do a deeper dive, start searching for album tracks, listening to full albums, etc. Those are your gateway drugs, if you will,
and
for
Matt,
the Beatles and stuff, respectively.
Yeah. And Matt Helms, of course, who always has a story. Thank you, Matt. We appreciate that. He also says, don't forget Queen.
Yeah, don't forget
as far
Queen.
as the greatest bands of all time. That they definitely are in the conversation. So, which I agree with 100%. 100%. Without question. They're in the discussion.
I love how we go from football to music. This is amazing. I love it. You never know what's going to happen in the sports bar. I love it all.
That's right.
But it's time to get back on track. Let's take a look at Week 15. Renegade, since you're here, if you want to throw out your picks, that's fine. Baller, if you want to throw out your predictions, I'll gladly take them. Jeff, you're out. You can throw your predictions for fun if you want. That's fine by me too. There you go. We start with the Chiefs and the Chargers. The Chiefs are 9-4, and the Chargers are 8-5.
Yeah, I sent Zach the link. He didn't come in, so I guess he's not playing this week. Anyway,
and let me address Zach. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten about it. You will be getting your shirt soon. In fact, I think when we go off the air and before I go to bed and before I have dinner, I know I need to order your shirt, and I will take care of that. So, Renegade, who you got? Chargers or Chiefs?
Call me crazy. I'm going to go with the Chargers.
Wow.
Okay.
You're crazy.
Close to their record, and Chargers are the home team, so they could easily deal Kansas City that loss.
True.
Okay. Now we have two teams.
One of the teams has been playing crappy all season. It's 9-5, he said, and 8-6 or whatever. 9-4, 8-5. So
9-4, 8-5, yeah. All right. As you can see, we have two games on Saturday because of this new 18th week in the schedule. So the Raiders are 6-7. The Browns are 7-6.
Give me Cleveland.
The Patriots are 9-4.
G, are you making picks too or no?
Yeah, I can go ahead. I'll let JJ go first, and then I'll make my picks.
Oh no! It'll save much time.
Okay.
It'll save more time if you just call them out.
All right, I'll go with Kansas City.
Okay.
And then for Vegas and Cleveland.
God. I'm going with Las Vegas.
Wow.
All right. The Patriots are 9-4. The Colts are 7-6.
Patriots,
yeah.
Okay. Moving on to Sunday. This game here. Wow. The Panthers and the Bills. The Panthers are 5-8. The Bills are 7-6.
got to go with Buffalo.
Carolina's getting Cam Newton back though. Let's not forget that.
Oh God. I'll go with Carolina.
Okay. The Jets are 3-10, and the Dolphins are 6-7.
Got to go Miami.
Yeah, Miami. I'll go with Miami.
Okay. The Washington football team and the Eagles are both 6-7.
I'm gonna go with Washington.
We'll go with the Eagles.
Okay.
Stadium implosion.
Yeah, and if that happens, then the Vikings will get in, no questions asked. I'll tell you that right now.
That works for everybody.
Absolutely. All right. The Cardinals are. This should be an easy pick. The Cardinals are 10-3. The Lions are 1-11-1. If the Cardinals win, they obviously clinch, but
I'll go with Arizona.
Yeah.
You know, Mikey, you say it's easy. After that tie with Pittsburgh, nothing is easy when it comes to Detroit. And they beat Minnesota, so nothing. The only thing for sure about Detroit is nothing's for sure.
Did you guys see that new Steelers logo with the lions in it?
No.
Yes. God, so bad.
All right. The big game, Cowboys and Giants. Cowboys are 9-4. Giants are 4-9.
They have the exact opposite record. That's tremendous.
I'll go with Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Jeff, we got to get you some Cowboys gear to wear on the show because, man, if they clinch this division title tomorrow on Sunday, you're just going to be you're going to be beyond cloud nine, dude. Because after what happened
my dad's Super Bowl hat for when they won the not Super Bowl 30, but the one before that. I've got a Super Bowl 30 hat around here somewhere in this goddamn catacomb of hell back here. So we'll find it.
I hope so because I will be very happy after what happened last season to have Dak and the Cowboys turn it around and get that division title. And then, like I said, I think I've said it multiple times this season, other than I'm on the bandwagon, but I want them to go all the way this year. I really, really do.
Gee, if the Cowboys win, they're tied with Pittsburgh for rings, right?
I would believe so.
And the Patriots.
No, because Brady won 7, but not all. The 7th one was with the Tampa.
Yeah, the Patriots have 6.
Yeah,
they got that cheap Super Bowl ring and that boring Super Bowl.
Oh yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well then, yeah, we definitely gotta get Dallas in the conversation so we can hopefully either Pittsburgh or Dallas can get that 7th one and get the hell freaking Patriots off that leaderboard list.
All right. Titans, Steelers. Titans are 9-4. Steelers are 6-6-1.
I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh. I have to give them the benefit of the doubt.
I gotta go with Tennessee.
Wow, bold pick, but you know what? They are Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's not consistent. That's the thing. So,
Houston and Jacksonville. They're both 2-11. They are both eliminated.
I'm gonna go with Jacksonville.
Yeah, just for fun, pick Jacksonville. Shit, why not?
Yeah, I'm going Jacksonville too because they're the home team. You know, I gotta support the home team in a game like that.
There you go.
Right. Well,
Falcons.
What we need is just all we need in that game. All of a sudden, the middle of the field needs to open up. A ring needs to pop up, and AEW, something entertaining to watch here. Cool. You know.
Falcons and 49ers. Falcons are 6-7. 49ers are 7-6.
I'll go with 49ers.
I'm gonna go with the Falcons.
Really?
Okay. JJ with the interesting takes here this week. I'm digging it.
All right. Bengals and Broncos. Both teams are 7-6.
Denver.
Oh.
Bengals.
Okay.
Packers and Ravens.
Packers and Ravens. Packers have a chance to clinch. Packers are 10-3. Ravens are 8-5.
He didn't even wait for him to say it. It's just Green Bay.
Green Bay. Fuck them Ratbirds.
Wow. Renegade, are you going Green Bay?
Yeah. It's a safe bet there.
All right.
I honestly think Pittsburgh fans are just going to keep going for Baltimore until they completely dissolve as a franchise because they screwed everything up so bad last year. Their bullshit COVID protocols or lack thereof.
Seahawks and Rams. Seahawks are 5-8. Rams are 9-4.
The Rams.
Gotta go with the Rams, man. Yeah.
I'm going with Seattle.
Ah, you dick.
Get the Ram Jam going for Randy.
That's right. And if you don't
In a bit of
know,
a rematch.
you're on the wrong channel. Just saying.
That's right. The Saints
watch
and
the
the
movie.
Buccaneers. Saints are 6
Tampa
and 7.
Bay.
Buccaneers are 10-3. That's a clinching
Tampa
scenario
Bay.
for Tampa Bay. Yep.
Yes.
And they're at home too. It's like, come on,
Yeah.
give it to Tampa.
You can't bet against like you can't bet against Roman. You cannot bet against Tom Brady in the at Tampa Bay.
Nope.
And the big Monday night game, the Vikings and the Bears. Vikings are trying to get back into the playoff hunt. The Vikings are 6 and 7. The Bears are 4 and 9.
Oh God.
Oof.
I hate to say this. I'm gonna go with Minnesota too. They beat us, but I think, yeah, Chicago has no chance.
We'll never say they have no chance because they've won 4 games. So obviously.
Yeah.
Did you say Vikings, Renegade?
Yes, I did.
Okay. All right, friends and family, we are done. We went 90 minutes in the sports bar. That's a good way to come back. Now, next week, I've already given my schedules into them. I'm probably not going to be in the sports bar because it will be a work day for me. I'm sorry. Got to go to work. Got to make that money. I'll try and pop in. Exactly. Don't worry, the rankings and the stats and the scores and pick 'em is still going to go on. Just keep an eye on the Facebook channels and all that stuff for announcements regarding football scores or football squares and all that stuff. Don't worry, I'm not going away. I'll definitely be back in the sports bar after the first of the year, depending on my work schedule, because it's going to be swamped the next couple of weeks and Tuesdays and all that good stuff. But I'm not saying goodbye. I'm just saying I gotta work. That boy's got to work. It's that simple. So that's what's going on with that. Baller G, what you got going on?
Not much. After today, I'm working 9 days straight until Christmas Eve. I was off the past 4 days, so other than that, I'm ready for Christmas to come and the New Year to come in, and hopefully something good happens with the Steelers in the next 4 games.
That's it.
Absolutely. Renegade, besides the no DQ stuff, you got anything else going on?
No, like Big Baller G, after today, I'm going to be Mr. No Days Off until Christmas Eve. I'm just going to be grinding, doing my Lyft driving, trying to make as much cash as I can between now and Christmas. Make sure you guys tune in to the No DQ Beatles panel next Tuesday. Make sure you guys tune in to everything here on the Jeff Meacham Network. Open mic night this weekend. I'm hoping to be a part of that for the first episode.
I think
assuming that
have
Jeff
you
can get his ass into the director's chair.
Well, okay, so here's the thing with that. I know you heard, prior to you coming in, I arranged to go caroling with Jenna like 6 months ago. Like she always asks me every year, like the week before. I'm like, you gotta give me notice. She's like, all right, mother, I'm giving you 6 months notice. This is the Sunday we're going. I'm like, okay. Open mic night will happen one way or the other. I will do, even if I have JJ co-host / hosted himself, I will find a way. You did, like I said, you did a great job with Mikey last week, which I greatly 2 weeks ago, which I greatly appreciated, because I the one friggin' time those assholes at his orthodontist don't, I don't need them to be on time. They took his ass early. I could have been home at 7 Eastern and done it no problem. So they screwed me up. So I appreciate you stepping in my stead. The show came out great. Both of them were asking me if it came out, I said it came off pretty damn seamless to me. So I enjoyed last week's show. So, 2 weeks ago.
Question: what is this open mic night?
Okay, so I don't know if you saw. Was it the Turning Point watch long, JJ, or was it the night after? It was Turning Point. So I was doing the Turning Point with Noah and James and the entire little team we've got going there doing the watch-alongs. Noah and James and I ended up talking for 4 hours after the pay-per-view, just random BS. We just kept going. And I got here, I'm like, this is a show. This is a thing. So I wanted to set it up for last Sunday. I didn't get home last Sunday from the other night from Teresa's till late enough where I was burnt out. I was exhausted. I had to deal with 2 teenagers and a toddler all weekend. Not deal. That makes it sound like I don't kill. I love my son and I love my nieces. It's just, it was crazy. And I was completely exhausted. I knew I wouldn't be the good old JM that needed to be on that show. So okay, push it back a week, not remembering off the top of my head. I'm going Carolyn with Jenna. So anyway, the whole concept literally just came very organically. We, like I said, he and I, James and Noah and I just for, it had to be like 4 hours. We were on longer off the air than the actual pay-per-view lasted. It was crazy. So we decided, you know what? There's something here. Let's work with it. So we'll see how it goes. Like I said, if I'm not able to be there for the entire show, I don't think we'll go too deep into the night because it's still going to be cruddy weather out here on Sunday. Everybody north of me and Jenna are in the senior citizen category, so having them out late, not a good idea. So I'll probably be back at least midway through the 8 o'clock Pacific hour. So we'll see. But I do want to get the show going. We are moving it to every other Friday after the first of the year, as we wait for Renegade to make his return for Renegade's reviews. So that'll be in the non-dads Fridays, which I had the Q1 commercial queued up, but it's already 5:30. I don't want to go any farther than we have to. But
yeah,
it'll be fun.
Something to do.
It'll be fun. And Mike has stuff to do. But Mikey did have a shout out that he wanted to give.
Yes,
and then there's one more thing after that, Mikey. So keep that in mind.
There's more than that. Okay. Quick shout out to one of our great friends. Okay, we'll do this one first. But the great screenshot there. That's Tom Holland. You know him best as Spider-Man in the MCU. And there is a wonderful show. It's been on for 16 seasons. It's called Hot Ones. And if you don't know about this show, basically they take a celebrity and they eat hot wings with increasingly hotter wings. They start out with a good old-fashioned simple bottle of hot sauce. And as you go through the wings, the hot sauces get hotter and hotter and hotter. Mr. Tom Holland here has joined a lot of people in the MCU. I believe Scarlett has done it. Paul Rudd has done this. Jeremy Renner has done this. Tons of celebrities. And, you know, I would love for us to at least try this on our own eventually someday. I don't do hot and spicy stuff real well. I mean, it would be great for the show, but
that's a you and other people thing. I'm not, dude. I can't have the damn mild sauce at Hooters, so no, it's not happening.
It's crazy. If you remember, there was a season 9 episode with Chef Gordon Ramsay, and you would think that a chef could handle hot food, and he was like dropping F-bombs left and right. Well, Tom Holland did the same thing, and The Undertaker did it. A lot of WWE.
Pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. I was just seeing him try to. I mean, he's always so cool hand. Look, seeing him just go. Man.
Stone Cold has done this.
Austin. Like, I thought your Austin would go farther, man. He surprised me at how he did on that show. Again, it's on YouTube. It's funnier now.
Oh yes,
definitely gotta check that out.
So, absolutely. So that was the quick shout out I wanted to get. Also, the shout out goes to one of our friends and family, Colin Andrews.
Yes.
Congratulations! 6 months cancer free. Good job, my friend. Keep staying healthy. You know, we love having you on the channel, and your opinions on Twitter are amazing. I do follow you on Twitter as you do with me, and wow, the stuff you have no vault. You have way more courage than I do. But I mean, he follow him on Twitter too. But definitely, congratulations. Stay healthy, Colin. We love you, and just keep up the good work with that. All right, guys, we are done with this week. Go ahead, Jeff.
I said I had one more thing to do, and actually, as a co-conspirator, me and JJ and I both are on this. The special Dads Not Always on Wrestling shout out here on today's Stat Boy Sports Bar goes to our Dollywood Blue Ribbon Award winner, Stat Boy Mike.
Oh, what did you guys do? Oh, come on.
Just
guys are horrible.
I love that. I love that you were able to, get where you needed to be, which was a fresh start, a fresh perspective out there, really going out there knowing nobody except your current roommate. And you've made an awesome place for yourself and a presence for yourself out there, dude. I'm so proud of you. And I know JJ is too. I'll let him, because this is full disclosure. His spearheading this was what brought it on here. But man, I am proud of you myself. And I'm so glad that you took the step to go, I need to be somewhere else. Punk said it best when he came back to wrestling. He was never going to get better in the place he got sick. You being out here was not good for you. And you found a way to get better. And you've not only gotten better, you found a completely different vaccine for yourself you didn't know even existed. So bravo to you, my friend.
Yeah, I mean, you've been in the amusement park industry now for 16 years. And not in those 16 years have I ever seen you get these kind of commendations, accolades for doing your job. I've always known that you could do it. I've always known how great you are at doing it. I've seen you at Disney. I've seen you at Knott's. You always do your job so well and to the best of your ability. And because you're one of the nice guys, you always get kind of ignored for it. So to see the last couple weeks, these people on Dollywood Junkies just going out of their way to seek you out and take a picture with you because you're becoming so famous in this group, and then going above and beyond and telling your bosses, you get the blue ribbon. You've got an autographed picture from the boss herself now as a result of your award. I am so proud of you, bro. So congratulations. Special shout out to the Stat Boy on his own show this week.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Josh has it spot on, man.
Right.
He is. Mikey,
wow.
Mikey's got a heart of gold. He really does. He always has. So
Mikey is the guy that will jump in front of a bullet and take it to spare yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Will give you the last dollar in his pocket and not eat himself if it means that you can go get 2 tacos at Jack in the Box.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow.
Cut him off guard here.
Yeah,
you did. And I hate you both right now. I am so happy. You have no freaking idea. Again, to all the people on Dollywood Junkies that at least are searching me out and they want to take pictures, just to try and uninflate myself or whatever. I'm up to 6 pictures now, and like I said, I don't know how far it's going to go. I don't know how far I want it to go. I will gladly take pictures and all that stuff. And I don't know if the name Famous Mike sticks. I really don't. But I have a coworker. He's dubbed me Hollywood out there, and he's a really great guy. So I said that in one of the comments, and I'm very happy that my brothers have embarrassed me on live because that's what brothers do. Yes, I am giving a speech right now. Call this a Stat Boy rant. How about that? Yeah,
you're having a good time. It's all good.
Yeah, 16 years in the theme park industry is a stat that I'm very proud of, and who knows how far that's going to go, God willing, as long as I keep my health and all that, and as long as I keep enjoying it, I will. I really don't know what the next step is going to be. I'm just going to take it one day at a time. I'm going to do my job. I'm going to make the people happy because that's what the Dollywood company wants me to do. That is their logo. That is their, make memories happen and all that stuff. And wow.
You keep doing this like you've been doing it, and you might finally get that promotion that you've deserved for 15 years.
Right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I would absolutely love that. but also there's that little. I always go back to the Joker, like I'm a dog chasing cars. I wouldn't know what to do when I caught it, so I would embrace it and I would go for it. And if something happens, trust me, my brothers, I will let you know. So, wow. Whew.
Okay,
Hollywood
wow.
Junkie, what you gonna do when Hollywood Mike runs wild on you?
Oh my God. Anyway,
while Mikey catches his breath, I'll go ahead and
yeah.
thank
Thank you for that moment. I really do appreciate it.
So
And
I just want to show off real quick here. So Harley's Joker's Harley on social media. I love get this freaking microphone out of the way. They sent me this today in the mail. It finally came today. It's a print they did together, and the autograph. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of
right
remember
there.
Jeff. All it takes is one bad day, and then he even wrote little ha-has with his signature, which I thought was a really great touch. I thought that was so great. A lot of y'all know that I've not been, in the best spirits as far as my own frame of mind. So the fact that Tony and Alyssa actually sent that, so thank you. I paid for it, obviously, but thank you both. And all it takes is one bad day for things to go off the rails. But days like this, where we get to honor you, Mikey, and get to express our gratitude and our adoration for you, and see that work is also doing the same thing for you, I think is a wonderful, much better way to end the show than I had the last few days. So, Mikey, here's to you, my friend. Here we go. There we go.
Thank you, my
Fresh
brothers,
ball,
and
there you go.
thank
Here's to you, brother. Toast in the sports bar.
There you go. To the sports bar. Thank you so much. Thank you to my brothers for that. Thank you to all my fans who watch this show on the Jeff Meacham Network. Follow me on Twitter at LBStatKit1977. Follow the Facebook page, the Statboy Rants page, and my personal page, facebook.com/MD Caldwell. Keep an eye on the Jeff Meacham Network Facebook page. That is where all the information is going to go for the Rose Bowl football squares. That's where that's going to go. Or not the Rose Bowl. Possibly, more likely it's going to be the BCS, depending on which teams come in after the championship games on New Year's Eve. So keep an eye on all of that. Again, I am going to be going to work, so I know for a fact on the 21st, that is a work day for me. So I will probably more than likely be back in the sports bar on January 5th. And by then we'll be getting ready for the playoffs, the wildcard weekend, divisional playoffs, conference championship. And all of January is still wide open. I think we're still planning the trip to pick up our stuff in California. And that is a possibility. And wow. Again, you guys really knocked me out for a loop on that one. So saying that, be cool with everybody. Stay safe. I love you all. Merry Christmas. Statboy out.